Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Smarketing CONNECT podcast. I am your host, Tom Libby, one of the co-founders here at Smarketing CONNECT. And today I have one of our kind of special guests, to me anyway, because he's one of our premier partners. We've been working with Ed for a little while, and it's kind of been a lot of fun. So Ed McDonough is our guest today. And again, without further ado, I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I'll let Ed introduce himself. So Ed, why don't you tell us about yourself in a few sentences?
Hey everybody, so I'm Ed McDonough. I'm the owner and founder of ECE Marketing Services. We're located in Walpole, Massachusetts. We've been in business since 2009, so we've seen a lot of different things happen. And primarily what we do is done-for-you email marketing campaigns. So we'll work with customers in two different ways. We work with service providers who see a lot of clients on a regular basis, and what we do with them is client reactivation. So we'll take their email list and we'll put that into a specialized email marketing campaign, and then we'll get their clients and past clients to come back in and spend some money with them. The other thing we do is B2B cold email marketing. So these are for businesses who their customers are other businesses. And what we'll do with them is we'll actually create from scratch an email marketing campaign that will go out and prospect other businesses and get them to raise their hand and say, contact us, or they'll take them up on a special offer or something. And so primarily that's what we do. We also build some online marketing funnels to do some client acquisition as well. But basically, email marketing is the mainstay of our business, and that's what we do.
So we have just a couple of seconds. I just want to ask, for clarification purposes, this is not a Constant Contact, MailChimp kind of thing. This is you do it for them versus you sign them up for Constant Contact and then they have to do all the work, right?
Absolutely. So those platforms are do-it-yourself. Our service is a done-for-you service. So basically, you don't have to do anything other than attend to the customers and prospects that come in from the email campaign.
Perfect. So that being said, Ed, so tell us about the types of companies you work with. Are they particular size, particular vertical market? Are they geographically located? What types of companies do you usually work with?
So we work with companies across the United States, and typically they're mature companies. They've been in business 5+ years. Again, they're, on one side, they're typically service providers. So business consultants, business coaches, dentists, lawyers, day spas is another big industry we work in. So that's for the client reactivation stuff. And then with the B2B cold email marketing, it's a pretty diverse number of clients the number of industries that we work in. So, we work with mortgage brokers, we worked in real estate, we worked in insurance. We work with those same type of digital marketing agencies, business coaches and consultants. So it's a pretty wide spectrum on the B2B side, but on the client reactivation side, where we're taking your email list and getting past clients and customers to come back in, that's pretty much with service providers.
Perfect. And again, another just very quick follow up to that.
Sure.
It seems to me like there needs to be at least some semblance of a price point involved. Like the purchase of their particular product or service can't be, $20 a month or something like that. Do you have a price range gap or something like that you typically work in?
Yeah, well, typically with service providers, their low end thing is, well, I'll give you an example. So we work a lot in the day spa industry. And so, their low end offering is like $150. We're going to get somebody to come back in and book a 90-minute massage, and we'll give them a free facial as like a free gift with purchase type offer or something like that. So typically their services are on the higher level. And our goal really is to, I didn't mention this earlier, but our goal really is to get you an immediate return on investment for your marketing dollars.
Perfect. So all that said, we like to talk on this podcast about small business tools, and we've talked about everything from CRMs to software packages that do all kinds of things, automation and blah, blah, blah. So from your perspective, what is a must-have tool for small businesses, and give us some indication as to why you feel that way?
Yeah, so I think, one of the shortcomings that a lot of the businesses that I've worked with is they just don't measure and track anything. So you need to know, and I'm talking about from a marketing perspective. So
Right.
you need to really know, if I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on a marketing campaign, what is my return on investment on the back end? What am I going to get back for that? And most businesses fail to do that. So that's kind of one of the things we build into our email marketing, is that we're going to show you what that return on investment is on the back end. Because number one is we want to make sure we get you a return on investment, but number two is you should really know what that is. So any type of a tool that's going to help you measure and track that, I think is beneficial to to any type of business. And and then a little self-promoting here, I will tell you that email marketing is still one of the best ways to get a return on your marketing investment. A study was done by Experian that said for every dollar spent on email marketing, the average return on investment is $44.25.
Wow.
So it's a really great investment. And right now we're in the midst of the COVID pandemic, and email marketing has never been a better tool to use right now, because more people are reading the email more than ever. So and email produces a much higher return on investment than all social media platforms combined. So it's a great tool to be using, as part of your marketing strategy.
But again, to your point, the most important part of what I just got out of what you just said is, regardless of what tool you're using, make sure they have analytics built in that you can understand why you're using it in the first place.
Yeah, you're measuring and you're tracking that return on investment. Because if a campaign, any type of campaign, is not giving you a return on investment, then take those marketing dollars and use them somewhere else. It's going to give you a return on investment.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So Ed, challenges. Business owners employ people like us or hire consultants like us, like you and I, to solve business problems. What are the types of problems that people ask you to come in and solve for them?
So really there's two. The first one is generating more revenue. They want more sales. They're coming to me because they want to be able to close more business. They want to be able to have something that's automated that they don't have to pay a lot of attention to, but yet, clients are coming in through the door. And the clients that are coming in through the door are clients that are coming in to spend money. So that's always a challenge that I see that business owners come to us for. The other one is, just new client acquisition. So they want to be able to do a campaign and be able to get new clients to come in. And one of the things we like to say is that we are going to not only get clients come in, but we're going to get you high value clients. And the definition of high value client is a client that's going to stick with you for a long time. They're going to value your expertise, and they're also going to trust in you and follow your guidance. We're always hoping that our next client is going to be that person, but in reality, that happens, very, very far and few between. So those are really the two things that businesses come to us for. Again, to help them get some of those high value clients and generate more revenue as quickly as possible.
Very cool. So, and again, you and I talked a little bit about this before we started recording this podcast today, about advice. And people come to us often because they're asking for something outside of our area of expertise, right? So I'm a sales professional. I've been in sales for a long time, and people ask me marketing questions. The first thing I tell them is go find a marketing person, but
right.
be sure to ask them this, and this. Like, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So without putting my 2 cents into it, what types of things do you advise people when they're looking outside of your area of expertise to make sure that they do or ask or interact with on those people?
Yeah, so I'm going to tie it back into the answer for the last question, really, Tom. Is number one is great. I love your campaign that we're going to run. When am I going to get my return on investment? Right. That's number one. Is show me how this turns into revenue. And that could be revenue that happens in 30 days, or if it's a search engine optimization campaign, that could be revenue that's going to happen in 6 or 12 months. It doesn't really matter, but to really understand that for yourself before you put your dollars in, when you're actually going to get that return on investment. And then the other thing is, I would ask, always ask to show me some examples, some case studies of how you've gotten success for other people, what you've done for them. So
Perfect.
those are the two big questions that I always expect people to ask me, and they hardly ever ask me that.
and the case studies should be at least relevant, right? Whether it's timing or relevant to their business or something like that. They shouldn't be, if you're a manufacturing company showing you testimonials or case studies about software, right? It's
right.
Nothing to you.
Right. Absolutely.
Cool. All right, Ed, this is my favorite part of our podcast because I joke a little bit, and people who know me really well know that I'm kind of a goof when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I love asking people this question. I actually use this in interviews too, by the way. So when I interview salespeople, I ask them this. It comes out of left field and they have no idea how to react to it. And I find that to be the most fun. But so I'm going to ask, if you could be a superhero, who would it be, and tell me why?
Hands down, it would be Iron Man, because I am a total technology geek. I love doing the technology stuff. I love all his gizmos, and he's just a person, but his technology makes him a superhero. So and I kind of think of myself as that way too. Our technology makes us a superhero so that we can help other folks. So Iron Man, cool. Hands down, yeah.
And I like the way you wove that into what you do. Like, so your technology makes you the Iron Man for your clients. So.
Well, I am a marketing guy, so.
That's great. So this is one of our last questions here. I think it is the last question before we get to your contact information. But this gives you an opportunity to give a shout out to somebody that you know in the sales and marketing world that you think either A, would be a good podcast guest for us, or B, just somebody that you've worked with in the past that you just feel like it's a good opportunity to pay it forward and tell people how great they are.
Yeah, so the person that comes to mind for me is Robin Clapp, and I think our company is Robin Clapp Design. I've known her for a long time. We're in a weekly networking group together. But again, being a technology person, I love what she does. So she does web design, but she does it at a totally whole different level. So she doesn't use WordPress. She uses a proprietary system. But the cool part is that she's not the type of person that wants you to rely on her to always update your website or whatever. So if you have the wherewithal to say, hey, look, I just want to be able to go in and change a few pages on my own, Robin's going to train you how to do that. She's going to get on a call with you and do that with you. And if you're just totally hands off and you say, I just want Robin to do it, well, she'll do that too. And that's what I love about her service. She's a really down-to-earth person. I've seen tons of her websites, and she does phenomenal work. So she's the person I would highly recommend for sure.
Awesome. Very cool. Nice to see you, Robin. Anyway, so the last slide we have here, Ed, is basically just your contact information. Everything on this slide is public facing. It's typically stuff that I find on your website that shows people how to get a hold of you. Aside from what's on the screen, is there any other way that you'd like to let people know if they're looking for you or need to contact you in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, so I'm pretty big on LinkedIn, and I would love anybody who has a question, just pop on LinkedIn, send me a direct message. I'll get right back to you right away. You can visit the website. There is a contact us form on there. There's also an opportunity for you to leave me a voicemail directly. That's part of one of the technologies we use on our website. But really, pop over to LinkedIn, send me a direct message, and we can just start up a conversation and get your questions answered and teach you what you need to know, for sure.
Very cool. And as I always end our podcasts, if you remember nothing else, Ed is one of our Smarketing Connect partners, so you can find Ed on Smarketing Connect as well. And if you need to, we can certainly make sure that you get in contact with Ed. So if you remember nothing else, you're watching the Smarketing Connect podcast, and Ed is one of our preferred and premium partners. So we'll be happy to get you connected to Ed if you need to. So Ed, I thank you very much. I appreciate your time on the podcast today, and thanks.
Thanks, Tom, and thanks everybody for watching.